Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome on the platform of Unacademy. Let's crack CBSE science. Hello Sandra Saji. Good morning. So today we are going to have our discussion on the important 1 mark questions for your examinations, and that is I have tried to cover almost all the chapters or the important questions which I have filled through. Okay. So before we start, let's start with my introduction first. That I am Divya Gupta. I have done MSc in microbiology. I have around 3 years of teaching experience and I am completely passionate about teaching. That is what about my introduction. Hello Sandra Saji. Good morning. So now let's talk about the Unacademy's platform. That on the Unacademy's platform, you people are having two different options for your subscription. One is the iconic and other is the plus. The education that you are going to get, that is going to be same on both the platform. Only the difference lies in the benefits. ठीक है, आपको benefits हैं वो अलग अलग मिलेंगे. First is the personal mentor in iconic subscription. ठीक है, तो personal mentor में क्या होगा कि you can have direct contact with the educator and you can clear all your doubts and the queries by coming into direct contact with the educator. Then live doubt solving sessions will be there. These live doubt solving sessions will help you to track your performance and will also help you to clear all your doubts and the queries. Then your parents can also get connected to us because your parents are going to have your weekly report, and by looking at the weekly report they can come to know that how much have you prepared, and you are going to have all the benefits of the plus. That is the benefit. Now in the plus subscription, the first thing you are going to get is the daily live classes, as they are always there. Daily the educator is coming live and over there you are having your live classes with them. Structural course will be provided to you. This will help you to best prepare for a particular examination. Live test and the quizzes will be held for you. This will help you to analyze your performance and will help you to let you know that how much you have to do your extra hard work. And you are having the unlimited access to all the courses. And the courses are available from class 6 to 12, and for all the competitive exams, the courses are available. So you can see that right now you are being learning with the platform of Unacademy. And later for all the competitive exams you are being the part of the Unacademy. And what we will get, that we have already seen. This is how the live classes. This is how the live classes looks like. You are being prepared with the top educators, all the expertise at your home itself. Comprehensive syllabus. And my dear students, if you have not yet downloaded the Unacademy application, kindly download it, because it is going to be very beneficial and it is going to be very interesting to learn with the application. Okay, YouTube पे तो पढ़ना ठीक है, but to learn with the help of application, that is a very interesting and that is a very exciting part. Kindly download it, make your account, select your course and have the subscription. We are also available on the Telegram app, my dear students. Download the Telegram app. If you have not yet downloaded it, type this URL link and click on the join button. By doing that, you will be coming into contact with the official Unacademy's group, and in this group you are going to have all the updates regarding all the informations. Okay, so as you all know that you are having only 6 months of time for your class 12 preparations. So if you want to have plus subscription, so in plus subscription for 6 months the amount was 10,000, but now that has been reduced to 9,000 only. That is, you are getting the 10% discount, and for this 10% discount you have to make use of a referral code that is given over here, DG007. जैसे ही आप ये वाला referral code use करोगे, you will see the deduction in each amount, and then you have to click on the proceed to pay. So my dear students, in just 9,000 rupees you are going to learn the physics, chemistry, maths, biology and even the computer also at your home itself. It's a very reasonable charges. So my dear students, don't waste your time and have the subscription of Unacademy if you have not yet taken. For iconic, for 6 months the cost is 17,000, but now that have been reduced to 15,300. That is, again you are getting 10% discount by using the code, that is DG007. So my dear students, don't forget to make use of this referral code and have the 10% discount. So now let's start with the important 1 mark questions. Yes, the issue is that maybe questions are getting hidden uh, in my image. No, not that much. Okay, fine. Good morning. So how are you, Sandra Saji? How's going on everything? After so many days you are live with me today. Okay. So first question is the name the vegetative propagule in the following. Agave में क्या होता है vegetative propagule? It is it is doing its vegetative reproduction with the help of bulbil. And from Bryophyllum, it is the leaf birds or the adventitious birds. So these two are the very well-known examples for the vegetative propagules. Agave में होता है bulbil and Bryophyllum में होता है leaf birds or adventitious birds, or you can say you have seen the leaf of the Bryophyllum, right? On this bird, the small leaves get arise. Okay, fine, ma'am. That's good, Sandra. Now comes the question number 2. Write the name of the organism that is referred as terror of Bengal. ठीक है, तो ये जो organism का नाम है ना, water hyacinth, this is not the plant of the, this is not the organism that was found in India. Actually, something was importing, which material was importing from outside, and with that grains, okay, the water hyacinth came एज अ कंटेमिनेशन. ठीक है, और उसने क्या कर दिया, पूरा एक बंगाल का एक पूरा जो रिवर था उसको पूरा का पूरा उसमें उधर वो स्प्रेड हो गया. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस वाटर हाइनिन the organisms which were living inside the water and the plants and the organisms, fishes, everything, they have been died because of the deficiency of the oxygen. Okay, so this is a very old thing, but yet the terror of Bengal के लिए the plant which is responsible, the organism that is responsible is the water hyacinth. Okay, so don't forget that terror of Bengal is referred to because of the water hyacinth. Good. Okay, now comes the third number of question. Give an example each of a fungus which reproduces by. Okay, so here we have to give the name of a fungus that is getting reproduced by the budding and the conidia. Okay, तो बडिंग का नाम अगर हम देखते हैं ना तो हमारे दिमाग में सीधा आता है हाइड्रा. दैट हाइड्रा है, बडिंग है हाइड्रा. बट माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, ओवर हियर इट इज आस्क्ड फॉर द फंगस. ओके, सो फंगस के अंदर बडिंग का प्रोसेस होता है ईस्ट में, बिकॉज ईस्ट कुछ इस तरीके से होती है, उसका बर्डिंग स्टार्ट होता है एंड लेटर इट गेट्स डिटैच फ्रॉम द पेरेंट प्लांट. ठीक है, एंड देन इट स्टार्ट्स लिविंग एज अ न्यू ईस्ट. इस तरीके से जो होता है फंगस का स्प्रेडिंग होता है. और फंगस क्यों इतनी जल्दी स्प्रेड होती है, बिकॉज फंगस इज द फास्टेस्ट स्प्रेडिंग ऑर्गेनिज्म. अगर आपकी बॉडी में भी अगर आपको फंगल इन्फेक्शन हो जाएगा ना, एंड इफ यू विल नॉट टेक केयर ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर एरिया टू अवॉइड द फंगल इन्फेक्शन और एनीथिंग, तो वो फंगल इन्फेक्शन आपकी बॉडी में कहीं पे भी जाके स्प्रेड हो सकता है. और वो जिस लोकेशन पे भी स्प्रेड हुआ है ना, उस लोकेशन पे भी इट इज गोइंग टू स्प्रेड वेरी फास्ट, बिकॉज फंगस के पास प्रॉपर्टी है टू स्प्रेड इटसेल्फ वेरी फास्ट. कोनिडिया में आता है एग्जाम्पल एज अ पेनिसिलिन. ओके, तो पेनिसिलिन के अंदर जो कोनिडिया होते हैं, मैच्योर कोनिडिया एट द अपर साइड एंड द इमैच्योर कोनिडिया और द कोनिडिया विच आर डेवलपिंग राइट नाउ, दैट कोनिडिया आर द लोअर साइड. मतलब ये पेनिसिलिन का हाइफी हुआ. ठीक है, नीचे के साइड होंगे इमैच्योर कोनिडिया और ऊपर के साइड आ जाएंगे मैच्योर कोनिडिया. With this mature conidia they are going to get detached from the parent hyphae, and wherever they will find the suitable condition, over there this conidia are going to develop as a new penicillium. Okay, तो ये चीज ध्यान रखना, immature conidia नीचे के साइड होती है. Fine. Okay, now comes the fourth number of question. By the way, Sandra Saji, from where you are, from which place you are? Kerala. Oh, from Kerala. Now comes the fourth number of question. Give an example of a plant that reproduces by runners and offset. Okay, so you are from Kerala. So how it is the atmosphere over there? Is it cold right now? or it is normal atmosphere. Now we have to give the example of a plant that reproduces by the runners and the offsets. So runners, it reproduces, the vegetative propagation by the oxalis. It is done in the oxalis, and offset, it is the pistia. Okay. So there I think you don't need any sort of explanation. Normal. So over there winter is not there. Is it so? Now comes the fifth number. Name an algae that reproduces asexually through zoospores. Why are these reproductive structures so called? ठीक है, zoospores मेरे इमेज के नीचे छुप गया है ना, वेट अ सेकेंड. ठीक है, थ्रू के बाद लिखा हुआ है zoospores. Now zoospores, zoo in the word zoospores, the word zoo is there in the prefix. So this word zoo means what? The animals, which type of place we call the zoo? The place where the animals are kept and the animals are having the capacity to move from one place to another place. Fine. So zoospores means the spores which are having the capacity to move from one place to another place, or I can say the spores are motile. Okay, that's why we call it as zoospores. Now the organism in which the zoospores are getting developed, it is the Chlamydomonas. It's a very well known example in which the zoospores are found. There are other algae also in which the zoospores are found, but Chlamydomonas is a very well known example when we are talking about the zoospore. Right? Now comes the sixth number of question. How does penicillium reproduces asexually? ठीक है, तो ये जो penicillin का reproduction है, okay, so this question is asked many a times in the examinations, that how the penicillin is reproducing itself, okay, and what is conidia formation. So directly, indirectly, this question related to the penicillin and related to the conidia, it is asked many a times in the examination. Fine, especially in the 1 mark. Penicillin reproduces asexually. So you all know very well that when we are talking about the asexual reproduction, it means we don't need any partners to be present. Okay, the organism is going to reproduce by itself. It does not need the male structure, it does not need the female structure. It is going to reproduce by itself. Okay, so that we call it as asexual reproduction. Divyanshu, good morning, how are you? Fine. So asexual reproduction by the conidia formation. And conidia, I have let you know that the mature conidia are at the upper side and the immature conidia, they are the lower side. Fine, which are quite common in the fungus. So in fungus, conidia formation, spores formation, it's a very common thing by which the fungus are doing the process of asexual reproduction. Okay. Now comes the seventh number of question. Maybe मेरी image के नीचे the questions are getting hidden, है ना? No problem. I will let you know that what are the words which are written over there. So my dear students, one more important information, that today my lecture at 2 p.m. will be on the Unacademy. Okay, 2 p.m. lecture is not there on the YouTube. 2 p.m. lecture is there on the Unacademy. Okay, and Unacademy पे 9 p.m. वाला lecture तो है ही है, but 2 p.m. lecture will be there on the Unacademy's platform. Don't forget that. Kindly join me on the Unacademy, because at the 2 p.m. we are going to have our discussion, that is quiz on the human health and disease, the chapter number 8. Okay, on that topic we are going to have our lecture today at the 2 p.m. on the platform of Unacademy. Kindly join me over there. Ma'am, I am fine, and what about you? I am also fine, Divyanshu. Thank you. Now comes the seventh number of question. Name any two types of cells that act as a cellular barrier. Over here it is written barrier. ठीक है, to provide innate immunity in the humans. Now innate immunity, okay, so innate immunity means what? The immunity which is being provided by the body itself. ठीक है, यहाँ पे बॉडी ही हमारे लिए इम्यूनिटी प्रोवाइड कर रही है, फाइन, बिकॉज इन्नेट इम्यूनिटी एंड दूसरा होता है, एक और इम्यूनिटी होता है जिसके अंदर वी आर टेकिंग द इम्यूनिटी सिस्टम हम बाहर से लेते हैं, एक्वायर्ड इम्यूनिटी. एक्वायर्ड इम्यूनिटी मीन्स व्हाट? दैट इज बीइंग डेवलप्ड इन आवर लाइफ टाइम. जैसे हमारा किसी ऑर्गेनिज्म के साथ कॉन्टैक्ट हुआ, वी हैव द कॉन्टैक्ट विद एन ऑर्गेनिज्म and that organism causes the disease to us. So our body's cells are going to remember that organism, and if again that organism comes and attack our body, so our body is completely ready to fight against that organism. Okay, that is the acquired immunity. But innate immunity means what? Innate immunity mein the immunity system, this immune cells, they are always there in our body. Okay, so certain types of leucocytes like PMNL, neutrophils, monocytes, natural killer cells, these are the cells which are being working as a cellular barrier for providing the innate immunity to us. NK cells, leukocytes, okay, WBCs. WBCs को हम commonly क्या बोलते हैं? What we call the WBCs? They are the soldiers of our body, because they are being providing us, they are protecting us from the different organisms to cause any sort of disease, like our border security force, right? So wherever, my dear students, if you find any doubt or any query, so kindly ask me in the comment box. Okay, fine. Now comes the 8th number of question. How does hemozoin affect the human body when released in the blood during malaria infection? So what happens when we are talking about the malaria? Okay, so malaria is caused by Plasmodium 5x, okay, or that organism, Plasmodium protozoan species. Now for the Plasmodium, it needs 2 different hosts to complete its life cycle. One host is the female Anopheles mosquito, another host is the human. Okay, now in the human, when the sporozoites comes, okay, when the mosquito bites, so with the biting of the mosquito, the sporozoites gets entered in our body. Now these sporozoites, with the help of the blood, they are going to reach to the liver. Okay, now in the liver, they will spend some of the days, 1 or 2 days, and after the infection cycle completes in the liver, now the Plasmodium organisms are going to reach into the RBC, and in the RBC they are going to multiply themselves, and they are going to, why they are multiplying? Because they have to increase their number, because if they will not increase the number, then the particular population will not reach, and to cause the perfect level of malaria, they need particular population of the Plasmodium. Okay, so what does they do in RBC? They are going to continuously divide themselves, and अब एक ही RBC में अगर वो अपने आप को continuously divide करते जाएंगे, तो one time will come, at that moment the RBC are going to get ruptured, फट जाएगी RBC. Okay, as soon as the RBC is going to get ruptured, so at that moment the hemozoin, okay, the hemozoin is going to get released, and because of this hemozoin itself, the patient is going to have the fever with chills in every 3 to 4 days. Okay, so हर 3-4 दिन में you are going to, for continuous 3 to 4 days, you are going to have high fever with the chills at particular time period. 4 घंटे में, 6 घंटे में, 8 घंटे, it depends. Okay, so this is how the hemozoin is causing us the fever with continuous chills and fever, and then and only then, मतलब मलेरिया का अगर आपको इन्फेक्शन लगेगा भी, तो आपको 3-4 दिन लगेगा to be detected into the blood test. Okay, after 3 to 4 days only you are going to get detected that you are having a malaria, right? Ma'am, yesterday I joined your class, yes, Unacademy. Yes, I know, Divyanshu, that you have joined in my class at Unacademy yesterday. Now comes the 9th number of question. State two different roles of the spleen in the human body. Okay, so spleen is doing a very important role in our body. That is, it is working, first of all, it is working as a filter. ठीक है, स्प्लीन क्या कर रहा है हमारी बॉडी में, एक तो पहले फिल्टर की तरह काम कर रहा है. फिल्टर की तरह काम कर रहा है मतलब क्या हो रहा है, बिकॉज ईच एंड एवरी टाइम आवर बॉडी कम्स इनटू कांटेक्ट विद डिफरेंट माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स. ठीक है, अलग अलग टाइम पे हमारी बॉडी मतलब ऑलमोस्ट हर सेकेंड, हर मिली सेकेंड में there is a contact of different sort of microorganisms in our body. अब these all microorganisms, उनके पास सबसे पहला रास्ता है blood to get travel into the particular location. अब each and every blood, each मतलब पूरा का पूरा जो भी हमारी बॉडी में जितना भी ब्लड होता है, that all travels and once it comes into contact with the spleen. और स्प्लीन क्या है, it is working as a filter. ठीक है, तो फिल्टर की तरह वर्क कर रहा है, मतलब इट इज गोइंग टू ट्रैप दी माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स. मतलब जितना भी ब्लड में अननोन माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स, पैथोजेनिक माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स, ठीक है, जितने भी अननोन माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म, पैथोजेनिक माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स होंगे ब्लड में, वो सारा का सारा स्प्लीन इट इज गोइंग टू ट्रैप इट. ठीक है, बिकॉज इट इज वर्किंग एज अ फिल्टर. तो सारे के सारे गंदे माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स स्प्लीन में जाके इकट्ठे हो जाएंगे, एंड देन व्हाट द स्प्लीन इज गोइंग टू डू, इट इज गोइंग टू किल दैट और microorganism. So it is working as a filter. So important work it is doing, right? Then it is working as a large reservoir of the erythrocytes, because our body needs a continuous supply of RBC. And the lifespan of RBC, do you know? 120 days. The lifespan of the RBC is 120 days. But then also our body needs a continuous supply of RBC, because daily millions of RBCs are getting died and daily millions of RBCs are getting born. In that case, the spleen is working as a reservoir. Ma'am, what do you ask in the last time related to sports? What you asked in the last time related to sports? Sports. I didn't ask you. You have informed me, Divyanshu, that you have been played at the district level. Okay. So it is working as a large reservoir. That is, हमारी body में जब भी RBC की ज़रूरत होगी हमारी body को, so at that moment the spleen is going to provide the reserved RBC. मतलब RBC का जो बैंक है हमारी body में, it is the spleen. Okay. Now the 10th number of question. Okay, I remembered now, ma'am. Yes, no problem. Hello Aryan Sharma, good morning. Now comes the 10th number of question. How do interferon protects us? अब ये जो interferons है ना, they are working as a chemicals. ठीक है, they are working as a chemical messengers. ठीक है, and this interferons they are released by the virus infected cell. मतलब हमारी बॉडी में अगर कोई भी एक सेल के ऊपर वायरस का इन्फेक्शन आएगा, ठीक है, तो वो एक सेल उसके अंदर तो इन्फेक्शन हो गया. Now what is going to do? That one cell is going to release the interferon. वो एक सेल क्या करेगा? It is going to release the interferons. अब ये interferons they are working as a chemical messengers. मतलब ये interferons what they are going to do? They are going to inform all the neighboring cells that there is an infection of a virus in this cell. Okay? So you be prevented that आप सबके अंदर वायरस का इन्फेक्शन ना हो. तो मतलब क्या हो रहा है, बाकी के जो अनइन्फेक्टेड सेल्स है, उन अनइन्फेक्टेड सेल्स को वायरस से प्रिवेंट करने के लिए देयर इज अ रिलीज ऑफ दिस इंटरफेरॉन्स बाय द वायरस इन्फेक्टेड सेल। मतलब एक वायरस, इसके अंदर वायरस का इन्फेक्शन हो गया, ठीक है, इट इज गोइंग टू रिलीज द इंटरफेरॉन्स इन ऑल द नेबरिंग सेल्स। तो बाकी के सारे नेबरिंग सेल्स क्या कर लेंगे, वन ऑफ द नेबरिंग सेल्स विल अंडरगो द प्रोसेस ऑफ एपोप्टोसिस, मतलब सेल्फ डेथ करने का। दूसरा सेल क्या करेगा, हो सकता है वो एक अलग सी लेयर प्रिपेयर कर ले ताकि वायरस कैन नॉट एंटर इनटू दैट सेल। ओके, सो दिस टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स विच आर डन बाय द नेबरिंग सेल्स, बट interferons they are being produced by the virus infected cell. So Aryan Sharma, from where are you? It protects the non-infected cell from the viral infection by inhibiting their replication and making cells resistant to the viral infection. Okay, now comes the question number 11. Wait a second. Okay, now where are fimbriae present in the human female reproductive system? Is their function. So first thing, what is the location of fimbriae? Okay, and we have to write its function also. So this fimbriae, it is at the funnel shaped edge, the fallopian tube. हमने देखा था, these are the ovaries, ठीक है, ओवरी से कनेक्ट होता है यूट्रस, बट यहाँ पे ये जो लोकेशन होता है ना, दिस इज द फिंगर लाइक प्रोजेक्शंस, फनल शेप की फिंगर लाइक प्रोजेक्शंस, ठीक है, बिकॉज इट्स फंक्शन इज टू कलेक्ट द ओव्यूल आफ्टर द प्रोसेस ऑफ ओव्यूलेशन, बिकॉज एवरी 14th डे पे ओव्यूलेशन होगा। So when the process of ovulation will occur, okay, so after the process of ovulation the oocyte will be released। अब उस oocyte को कैचअप करने का काम कौन करता है, फिम्ब्री, ठीक है, एंड आफ्टर दैट oocyte is going to travel the fallopian tube and later it is going to come into the uterus, fine। That is what the function of fimbriae, it helps in the collection of ovum, or we can say secondary oocyte, you can write any of the thing, secondary oocyte लिखो, ovum लिखो, it's the same thing after the process of ovulation that occurs on the 14th day of menstrual cycle. Right? Divyanshu, are you there still, or have you went away? Now comes the question number 12. Where are Leydig cells present? What is their role in the reproduction? A very important question. From your examination point of view, a very important question and the mostly time repeated question, that where are the Leydig cells located and what is their function? Leydig cells कहाँ located होते हैं? Amit Gupta, hello, good morning. Ma'am, I here, don't worry, ma'am. Okay, fine. So you, when you will go, you will inform me. That's good. That's like the good students. Hello, Amit. Good morning. Okay, now. So, Leydig cell वाला question, it is a most very repeated asked question. Location क्या है? In the intestinal space between the seminiferous tubules. ठीक है, तो seminiferous tubules के बीच में जो space होती है, वहाँ पे इनकी लोकेशन होती है, that is Leydig cells. its function is to produce the male hormone, that is testosterone, or I can say androgen. ठीक है, because मेल के अंदर मेल hormone is essential to be produced. Okay, then and only then the male is going to have the secondary sexual characters, okay, related to the males. So males का जो main hormone है testosterone, that is being produced by the Leydig cells. Okay, don't forget that, it's a very very important question from your examination point of view. Okay. Ma'am. Amit. Now comes the question number 13. Mention the function of trophoblast in the human embryo. Okay, so human embryo जो होता है ना, it is being fertilized in the ampular region. ठीक है, फिर ampular region से जब तक वो यूट्रस में आता है, right, तो तब तक it has to be around 8 to 16 cell stage. अब 8 to 16, I can ask a question. Yes, of course you can ask a question. Why not? Okay, now so human embryo, it is a 8 to 16 cell stage. ठीक है, वो 8 to 16 cell stage का हो जाएगा. Then and only then it is going to get implanted into the uterus. ठीक है, अब उसमें जो ट्रोफोब्लास्ट की लेयर होती है, बाहर वाली लेयर होती है ट्रोफोब्लास्ट की, और अंदर होता है इनर सेल मास. तो ये दिस जो ट्रोफोब्लास्ट लेयर है, yes, what happened Amit? फाइन. तो ये बाहर की जो लेयर है ट्रोफोब्लास्ट, और ये अंदर की लेयर होती है इनर सेल मास. फाइन. तो ये ट्रोफोब्लास्ट लेयर क्या करती है? इट हेल्प्स इन दी इम्प्लांटेशन ऑफ द एम्ब्रियो टू द यूट्रस. ठीक है, क्योंकि यूट्रस के अंदर एंडोमेट्रियम लेयर होती है. फाइन. उस एंडोमेट्रियम लेयर के साथ एम्ब्रियो को अटैच करने का काम. दिस इज सपोज दिस इज एंडोमेट्रियम लेयर, दिस इज द एम्ब्रियो. तो इस एम्ब्रियो को इस एंडोमेट्रियम लेयर के साथ मर्ज होना है, सो दैट इट कैन कम इनटू कांटेक्ट विद द मदर. Okay, so that is what the function done by the trophoblast. Okay, it is the outermost layer of the blastocyst and it helps in the attachment of endometrium to the uterus. Okay, now this is the 14th number of question. Forgot it. What is artificial hybridization? अमित, आर्टिफिशियल हाइब्रिडाइजेशन में क्या होता है ना कि वी आर, हम प्लांट्स को अपने कंट्रोल में ले रहे हैं. दैट इज हम चाहेंगे कि स्टिग्मा एक पर्टिकुलर पॉलन ग्रेन के साथ ही उनका फर्टिलाइजेशन हो. ठीक है, और पर्टिकुलर पॉलन ग्रेन पर्टिकुलर स्टिग्मा के साथ ही उसका पॉलिनेशन हो. आर्टिफिशियल हाइब्रिडाइजेशन में वी आर ट्राइंग टू प्रोड्यूस न्यू टाइप ऑफ अ प्लांट दैट इज ऑफ आवर विश. पॉलन ग्रेन किस प्लांट का होना चाहिए, स्टिग्मा किस प्लांट का होना चाहिए. अब इस आर्टिफिशियल हाइब्रिडाइजेशन में दो टेक्निक्स होती है. एक होता है इमैल्सिफिकेशन, दूसरा होता है बैगिंग. इमैल्सिफिकेशन में क्या होता है, जो बाइसेक्सुअल प्लांट्स होते हैं जिसके अंदर मेल और फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव स्ट्रक्चर दोनों साथ में होते हैं, उसके अंदर से मेल्स को काट दिया जाता है. ओके, द मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव स्ट्रक्चर्स, और आई कैन से द एंथर्स, दे आर बीइंग कटेड एंड दे आर बीइंग रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम दैट फ्लावर. दैट प्रोसेस इज नोन एज इमैल्सिफिकेशन. ओके, एंड बाद में जो स्टिग्मा है, उस स्टिग्मा को इट इज बीइंग कवर्ड विद द पॉलिथीन बैग और द बटर पेपर, सो दैट that stigma is not going to come into contact with any different type of pollen grain. Okay, it has to come into contact with only that pollen grain which you are wishing to get fertilized. उस पूरे प्रोसेस को हम बोलते हैं आर्टिफिशियल हाइब्रिडाइजेशन. ओके, हेलो प्रणीता, गुड मॉर्निंग. मैम शॉर्टली डिफाइन कैसे करें? अच्छा, शॉर्टली डिफाइन करना है आपको. शॉर्टली डिफाइन कैसे करोगे आप? This is the process that is done in the plants in which the pollen grain and the stigma, they are kept in the control of a human being itself, and the human being, just wait a second, just a second, okay. ओके, तो हम बात कर रहे थे आर्टिफिशियल हाइब्रिडाइजेशन की, ठीक है। तो आर्टिफिशियल हाइब्रिडाइजेशन को आप शॉर्टली कैसे एक्सप्लेन करोगे? इट इज़ द प्रोसेस इन विच द डिजायर्ड pollen grain is made compactable to the desired stigma. The desired pollen grain is made compactable to the desired stigma by the process of emasculation and the bagging. These two processes are there in this, that we call it as artificial hybridization. Clear? समझ में आ गया अमित? और आई शुड रिपीट इट अगेन, लेट मी नो। मैम 2 o'clock का क्लास है ना? यस, 2 o'clock का क्लास है, बट दैट इज ऑन दी अनअकैडमी, नॉट ऑन दी यूट्यूब, ठीक है। अनअकैडमी की एप्लीकेशन पे मेरी क्लास है 2 बजे वाली, रात को 9 बजे भी अनअकैडमी पे होगी, बट 2 बजे वाली आज यूट्यूब पे नहीं है, अनअकैडमी पे है। ओके, एंड इन द अनअकैडमीज क्लास वी आर गोइंग टू हैव अ डिस्कशन क्विज ऑन द ह्यूमन हेल्थ एंड डिजीज. ओके, थैंक्स मैम. ओके, fine. ठीक है. So now the 14th number of question, this one. Name the embryonic stage that gets implanted in the uterine wall of the human female. ठीक है. It is the blastocyst that is getting implanted. Blastocyst का बाहर वाला लेयर ट्रोफोब्लास्ट होता है, that is helping in the process of implantation. ठीक है. So don't forget to write the blastocyst. Now the official voting number of question. मैम concentrate कैसे लाए पढ़ने में? लास्ट क्वेश्चन. Hello Milind Thakkar. What you are saying, Amit? I didn't get you. Which last question you are talking about? Okay. So now the 14th number of question. Name the hormones produced only during the pregnancy in the human female. Mention their source organs. Okay. So there are some hormones that are being produced only in the human female when she is pregnant. Okay. So that hormones are the HCG. मैम पढ़ने में कैसे कंसंट्रेशन, पढ़ने में कैसा? पढ़ाने में कैसे कंसंट्रेशन लाई मैं ऐसे? यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट माई मी, दैट मेरे अंदर कैसे कंसंट्रेशन आया ऐसे? आई एम नॉट गेटिंग यू. Okay, so there are some hormones that are released in the human female when she is pregnant. Sorry, पढ़ने में कैसे कंसंट्रेशन लाए ऐसे? पढ़ने में कंसंट्रेशन कैसे लेके आओगे? फालतू फालतू बातें सोचना बंद कर दो, बट ऑब्वियसली कंसंट्रेशन आ जाएगा. एंड हैव लिटिल बिट ऑफ मेडिटेशन. थोड़ा बहुत भी मेडिटेशन आ जाएगा ना, इफ यू विल ट्राई टू प्रैक्टिस इट, देन इट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी वेरी बेनिफिशियल फॉर यू, डेफिनेटली. Okay. So these hormones are the HCG and HPA. HCG stands for the human chorionic gonadotropin. Okay, and HPL that is a human placental lactogen and relaxin. अब उसमें से HCG और HPL that are released by the placenta. The placenta develop होता है human female के अंदर when she is pregnant. At that moment, these two hormones are getting released. That is HCG and HPL. And relaxin is the hormone that is released by the ovary when there is a process of parturition, or I can say when there is a process of delivery of the baby. Okay, so at that moment the relaxin hormone is being released by the ovary, and because of this relaxin hormone, the contractions will be occurred, and even oxytocin hormone is released. This oxytocin hormone is released by the pituitary, and this oxytocin hormone is going to create more and more contractions in the uterus, and because of this contraction itself, the delivery of the baby will occur. Okay. Now the 15th number of question. My dear students, have you liked my video or not yet? Okay, now 15th number of question. Differentiate between xenogamy and geitonogamy. Xenogamy is actually the process of cross pollination, because इसके अंदर स्पीशीज भी अलग हो सकती है, या प्लांट तो दूसरा है ही है, ठीक है. Plant species is completely different. That's why it is an official example, it is official type of a cross pollination. Geitonogamy में क्या हो रहा है? The plant is the same but only the flowers are the different. मतलब xenogamy में क्या हो रहा है? ये एक प्लांट, ये इसका फ्लावर, ये दूसरा प्लांट, ये इसका फ्लावर, इनके बीच में क्या होगा? पॉलिनेशन. गीटोनोगैमी में क्या हो रहा है? ये एक प्लांट, ये इसका एक फ्लावर, ये इसका दूसरा फ्लावर, और पॉलिनेशन होगा विद इन दी फ्लावर ऑफ द सेम प्लांट. ओके, तो गीटोनोगैमी इज अ सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन, xenogamy इज दी क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन. क्यों हमने उसको क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन बोला? बिकॉज प्लांट्स आर दी डिफरेंट where the process of pollination is taking place, that is transfer of pollen from the anther to the stigma. Okay, ma'am, I liked your video, just I am proud. Okay, that's good. So doubt between the xenogamy and geitonogamy is clear. It is also one of the repeatedly asked question. Now comes the 16th number of question. How do the pollen grains of Vallisneria protect themselves? Okay, अब ये जो Vallisneria plant है ना, it always needs the water as a medium in order to do the process of pollination. अब इस Vallisneria को अगर water चाहिए as a medium, so it has to protect its pollen grain, it has to protect its egg cells, that is ovary, also, so that water का उस pollen grain के ऊपर, ovary के ऊपर कोई effect ना आए. So here it is asked that it is asking about the pollen grain. So the over here the pollen grains, they are being covered with the mucilaginous coating. Okay, mucilaginous coating, it is impermeable to water. ठीक है, so जैसे ही इन pollen grains के ऊपर mucilaginous covering हो जाएगी, okay, so the water cannot get enter into the pollen grains and the pollen grains can be remain safe from the water. मतलब water का उनके ऊपर कोई effect ना आएगा. ठीक है, I too like just now. Thank you Pranita. Fertilization क्या होता है? Just wait a second Amit, I'm going to explain you. Okay ma'am, bye, awesome class. Thank you so much Divyanshu, bye bye, have a great day. We'll meet again at 2 PM and again at 9 PM. Okay. Okay, fertilization क्या होता है? जब मेल और फीमेल गैमेट्स का फ्यूजन हो जाता है. Suppose this is a male gamete, this is a female gamete. ओके, इन दोनों गैमेट्स का फ्यूजन हो गया, उसको हम बोलते हैं फर्टिलाइजेशन. ठीक है, फर्टिलाइजेशन के बाद बनता है फर्स्ट सेल, जिसको हम जाइगोट बोलते हैं. ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट इज बैगिंग टेक्निक, हाउ इट इज यूजफुल इन द प्लांट्स ब्रीडिंग प्रोग्राम? ओके मैम, आई विल ट्राई टू ज्वाइन द क्लास. ओके दिव्यांशु, जस्ट ट्राई योर लेवल बेस्ट, इट्स नॉट कंपल्सरी. ओके, व्हाट इज बैगिंग टेक्निक, हाउ इट इज यूजफुल इन प्लांट ब्रीडिंग प्रोग्राम? ओके, bagging technique, it is a technique in which the stigma of the flower is being covered with the plastic bag or the butter paper. Now why it is done and how it is useful in the plant breeding technique? Because as we are going to cover the stigma with the polythene bag or the butter paper, so on that stigma there will not occur the contamination ऑफ द अनडिजायर्ड पॉलन ग्रेन। ओके, कोई भी अलग अलग टाइप का कोई भी पॉलन ग्रेन उसके ऊपर आके सेटल नहीं होगा। when we will do the unbagging process, okay, at that moment only the desired pollen grain will come over there. Clear, Amit? Done? That's good. तो वेलिसिनेरिया वो अपने फॉरेन ग्रेन्स को कैसे प्रोटेक्ट कर रहा है? बाय कवरिंग देम विद द म्यूसिलेजिनस कोट. थैंक्स मैम, इट्स माय प्लेजर अमित, थैंक यू फॉर आस्किंग द good amount of doubts. Now comes the 17th number of question. Give one example of an animal which exhibit the oestrus cycle. So this oestrus cycle it occurs in the non-primates. oestrus cycle तो दिख नहीं रहा होगा आपको, है? This oestrus cycle it occurs in the non-primates animal. Okay, and these non-primates animals are comes like cow, buffalo, all that. Fine. Now the question number 18. Write the two pre-fertilization events from the list given below. Okay, so we all know that for the process of fertilization there are three different stages: pre-fertilization, fertilization, post-fertilization. अब pre-fertilization में क्या होगा? गैमेट का फॉर्मेशन होगा, गैमेट का ट्रांसफर होगा. फर्टिलाइजेशन में क्या होगा? फ्यूजन ऑफ गैमेट्स होगा. पोस्ट फर्टिलाइजेशन में क्या होगा? पोस्ट फर्टिलाइजेशन में द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एम्ब्रियो विल अकर. ओके, अनअकैडमी में किस नाम से आईडी है? यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट मी, तब मेरी आईडी कौन से नाम से है? इट इज द दिव्या गुप्ता इटसेल्फ. ठीक है, इन क्लास 12 आप दिव्या गुप्ता सर्च करना, एंड इन दैट आई एम देयर विद 66 फॉलोवर्स. तो फॉलोवर्स के हिसाब से आप सर्च करोगे ना, तो हाईएस्ट नंबर ऑफ फॉलोवर्स विल कम ऑन द टॉप साइड, बट आई एम देयर विद 66 followers. Even my Unacademy's ID is also given in the description box. ठीक है, डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में भी लिखा हुआ है गुप्ता दिव्या 27097192. This is my ID on the Unacademy. Okay, मैम एम्ब्रियोजेनेसिस कब होता है? एम्ब्रियोजेनेसिस इज द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ एम्ब्रियो, और ये एम्ब्रियोजेनेसिस कब होगा? आफ्टर द प्रोसेस ऑफ फर्टिलाइजेशन. तो फर्टिलाइजेशन हो गया, फिर क्या बनेगा? ज़ाइगोट बनेगा. ज़ाइगोट बनने के बाद क्या बनेगा? एम्ब्रियो बनेगा. अब दैट एम्ब्रियो हैज टू अंडरगो द फुल डेवलपमेंट प्रोसेस, तो उसको हम बोलते हैं एम्ब्रियोजेनेसिस. ओके प्रणीता मैम, पढ़ना Thank you so much, Amit. It's my pleasure. Ma'am, post-fertilization. Yes, it is. It is a part that comes under the class of post-fertilization. Yes. So pre-fertilization में आएगा हमारा gametogenesis and pollination, transfer of gametes. Okay. Now the 19th number of question. Differentiate between the oviparous and the viviparous animals. Okay. तो oviparous animals और viviparous animals में क्या होता है? फर्टिलाइजेशन तो बॉडी के अंदर होता है, पोस्ट फर्टिलाइजेशन जो इवेंट्स होते हैं जिसको हम एम्ब्रियोजेनेसिस बोलते हैं, वो विविपेरस में होता है इनसाइड दी बॉडी, ओविपेरस में होता है आउटसाइड दी बॉडी. अब ओविपेरस में क्या होता है? दैट इज द लेइंग ऑफ द एग्स लाइक द बर्ड्स, ओके, रेप्टाइल्स. तो उनकी बॉडी, फीमेल बॉडी के अंदर फर्टिलाइजेशन हो जाएगा. फर्टिलाइजेशन जब सक्सेसफुल हो जाएगा, सो दे आर गोइंग टू ले दी एग्स आउटसाइड इन द एनवायरमेंट. ओके, So that we call it as oviparous. Viviparous are like the human beings, because in the viviparous there is going to be development of the embryo inside the female body. That is, baby is going to get developed inside the female body itself, and after the fully development it is going to get delivered out. That is called viviparous. So do always remember that viviparous में example है human beings, oviparous में example से best example is the birds. Okay. Now the 20th number of question. Name the phenomenon and one bird where the female gamete directly develop into new organism. So again the most repeated asked question, घुमा फिरा के ऐसे कान पकड़ा या ऐसे कान पकड़ा, पकड़ा जरूर होता है इस कान का, वो है पार्थेनोजेनेसिस. ठीक है, पार्थेनोजेनेसिस में फीमेल गिव बर्थ टू द न्यू ऑर्गेनिज्म विदाउट द प्रोसेस ऑफ फर्टिलाइजेशन, और वो ऑर्गेनिज्म क्या होगा, मेल ड्रॉन. ओके, so very good example, very best example, very mostly asked question is related to the parthenogenesis. कहीं ना कहीं घुमा फिरा के अलग अलग तरीके से क्वेश्चन पूछा ही जाता है related to the parthenogenesis. Okay, so here the female is giving birth to the new organism without the process of fertilization. Now the question number 21. Why are human testes located outside the abdominal cavity? Name the pouch in which they are present. Okay, so human testes, they always have to be located outside the abdominal cavity, because normal human body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, but for the development of testes it needs around 35-34 degrees Celsius. Okay, and this temperature can be maintained outside the body itself. Okay, so the testes are kept outside the abdominal cavity in order to maintain its low temperature, and this low temperature will be 2 to 5 degree, 2 to 2.5, that is almost we can say on an average 3 degree कम करता है outside the body temperature. Okay, and the pouch in which the testes are kept, we call it as scrotum. Okay, in this scrotum the testes are kept. Now the 22nd number of question. Write the location and the function of Sertoli cells in the humans. So Sertoli cells again mostly asked question, location and function of the Sertoli cells. So location of Sertoli cells, it is in the lining of the seminiferous tubules of the testes. ठीक है, testes के अंदर seminiferous tubules होते हैं. Seminiferous tubules में बीच में होते हैं germ cells, और उसके outside में होता है, बाहर के साइड होते हैं Sertoli cells. And these Sertoli cells, they are working as to provide the nutrition to the developing sperms, because sperms का development हो जाएगा. Now these sperms has to be full of nutrition, because these sperms has to travel from male organism to the female body. Okay, so it needs full energy, full nutrition. It should be very highly energetic sperm. So to provide the nutrition, that work function is done by the Sertoli cells, and these Sertoli cells many a times they are also called the mother cells, because they are been providing the nutrition, but they are called the mother cells. Okay, now comes the question number 23. So up to here everything is clear. Any doubt or any query is there, so please you can ask me, students. Hey Divyanshu, why aren't you answering? Pranita, Divyanshu has went away. He had went away 10-15 minutes back. 10-15 minutes पहले ही वो चला गया. Maybe he was quite busy, that's why he didn't stay for long. But maybe again he is going to come live at 2 PM on the Unacademy and 9 PM on the YouTube. 9 PM also on the Unacademy. Okay. अब बाकी के दो lectures हैं, they are on the Unacademy itself. Don't forget that. Okay. Okay. Now mention the function of trophoblast in the human embryo that we have already discussed. That is, it is working as attached to the human blastocyst. Okay. Now the question number 24. What stimulates pituitary to release the hormone responsible for parturition? So pituitary को कैसे मालूम पड़ता है कि it has to release the oxytocin hormone during the process of parturition? It is because of the fetal ejection reflexes. That is, fetus or uterus. Fetus जब mature हो जाता है when it is ready to come out of the female body. So this fetus and the uterus, they both starts contracting, they both start the movement, and because of that the signal reaches to the pituitary gland. Okay, and from that pituitary gland the oxytocin hormone is released, and this oxytocin hormones, it makes more and more contraction in the uterus, and after some of the contraction, or we can say the labor pain, okay, the baby is delivered out. Fine, clear up to here everything? Okay, now the question number 25. Name the STDs which can be transmitted through the contaminated blood. The most common STD that can be transmitted with the contaminated blood, it is the AIDS, that is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Okay. Now the question number 26. Explain the zygote intrafallopian transfer, that is ZIFT, and how is intrauterine transfer technique is different from it. Zygote के अंदर क्या हो रहा है? We are transferring the zygote, or I can say early embryo, or maximum up to 8 blastomere state into the fallopian tube. मतलब fertilization will be there outside the body, and if it is completely ready to get inside the zygote, inside the fallopian tube, ठीक है? So that we call it as zygote intrafallopian transfer. इंट्रायूटेराइन ट्रांसफर में क्या हो रहा है? एम्ब्रियो विथ मोर देन 8 सेल, मतलब ZIFT में 8 सेल वाला स्टेज को ही ट्रांसफर कर दिया जाता है इनसाइड द फैलोपियन ट्यूब, एंड इंट्रायूटेराइन ट्यूब में मोर देन 8 ब्लास्टोमियर वाला ट्रांसफर कर दिया जाता है. ठीक है. So that was all about today's lecture. Rest of the questions we are going to discuss later. Thank you my dear students for attending my today's lecture. Don't forget to make use of the code, that is DG007, to have the 10% discount. Again we are going to meet at 2 PM on the Unacademy and 9 PM on the Unacademy, and we are going to have the quiz on both the sessions. Okay, so don't forget to join me at 2 PM and 9 PM on the Unacademy. We'll meet after 2 hours again. Thank you. Bye.